So I would like to go over a couple of questions from yesterday's estimating liquids and the memory jogger. So the first question we need to go over is number 3. Number 3 shows us a measuring spoon. This is something that your families would use when they're trying to cook and they have to measure out liquids or sometimes even some solids. So this measuring spoon is pretty much about the size of a spoon that you would take out of your kitchen drawer. So Miss Daniels in her lesson, she did some good comparison and she compared a liter to a water bottle. So if I have a spoon out of my kitchen sink drawer, well, what is it going to take? Is it going to take part of a water bottle or a whole water bottle to fill up that spoon? 1/8 is showing me a fraction of the water bottle. It's not the whole thing, it's only a part of it. One whole shows me it's the whole water bottle. So if I come back to this visual here and I have my rectangle is going to represent my water bottle. This first one is going to show 1/8 of the water bottle, and this second one is going to show one whole water bottle. So that spoon that I take from my house, I'm going to decide, does it take 1/8 or one whole water bottle to fill up a spoon from home? Okay, so I'm going to split this into eighths. This would show me 1/8. And then this one is one whole. So in order to fill up this spoon, what do I need? Do I need my 1/8 to fill up the spoon, or do I need a whole water bottle to fill up the spoon? In order to fill up a spoon, I'm going to need about 1/8, not a whole water bottle, just a piece of the water bottle. So the next question was question number 4. It says, which one would be the capacity to fill up this, which is my kitchen sink? So I want to fill up my kitchen sink, my bathroom sink rather, all the way. So I think just as I did before, I have 2 water bottles. One bottle is the whole bottle. Let's see what it says. It says here that it would take 14 water bottles. Here it says it would take a half of a water bottle. So I would need 14 water bottles. So I would need this whole 14 times. And then this is a half. So if you think about the water bottles that we drink out of, in order to fill up the sink in my bathroom, am I going to need only a half of a water bottle, or am I going to need 14 of these water bottles? I'm going to need 14 of these water bottles in order to fill up that kitchen sink. The last question I wanted to go over was question number 7, and it is of a teapot. So in case you are unfamiliar of what a teapot looks like, here is some images that shows different types of teapots. So a teapot is something that goes on a stove and I would put water in. So still thinking about the cups of water. Am I going to need one bottle of water to fill up this whole teapot, or am I going to need 10 bottles of water to fill up the entire teapot? So in order to fill up the entire teapot, it is more or less 10 bottles of water to fill it all the way up. So the last question that I wanted to go over came from your memory jogger. So the question tells me to estimate the sum to the nearest hundred. So one thing that we didn't do was this right here. And that word was estimate. Estimate tells me clearly what I need to do. I need to round. So for some of us, sorry about that. For some of us, all we did was add the numbers together. And that could have been a good starting point for me. But I still have to do this thing that they told me over here, which was to round. I cannot ignore that step. And by ignoring that step of estimating, that's how several of you got that question wrong. So I'm first going to start off with my first number, which is 104. It tells me to round to the nearest hundred. So I'm going to go ahead and make my line. 104 is in between 100 and 200. My midpoint is 150. 104 would come before the 150 and after 100. So I'm going to put 104. It rounds to 100. So my first part of my equation is 100 plus. And now I'm going to go ahead and round my second number, which was 845. So 845 comes between 800 and 900. Add another zero there. My midpoint between 800 and 900 would be 850. 845 would come shortly before 850, so I'm going to put 845. And 845 is closer to the 800, so it rounds to 800. My second number, my second add-in is 800. So now I have 800 plus 100 to give me 900. My rounded answer is 900. If all you did was add your numbers together, it was incorrect because your directions told you to estimate, which means to round.